What's going on, guys? Greek Freak here, and in this video we're going to be talking about 3 trade rumors, but I'm going to go over the ones that I thought were pretty major and that I didn't cover already. And of course, this is the end of the trade deadline, so this is basically the finals as far as what has happened. But we're going to start off with Marc Gasol being traded to the Toronto Raptors. And I mentioned about Marc Gasol being in those trade rumors. They ended up talking with Mike Conley and Marc Gasol about a trade, most likely, as far as them going to trade one of the 2 players. And I thought the fact that it was pretty good that they did at least acknowledge the fact that they were going to do it before they did. But we can see here his stats for the season, as I went over them in previous videos, averaging around 15.5 points per game, 8.5 rebounds. And of course, like I said, he's one of the better passing big men. And of course, his defense is pretty stellar as far as in multiple ways, as far as getting into passing lanes and things such as that. Now, of course, the other thing is going to be that contract. The Grizzlies were trying to remove these contracts and start over with their rebuild. And $24.1 million and $25.6 million on a player option. So most likely he'll accept that player option and keep on going with the $25.6 million with the Toronto Raptors. Now, as far as the complete trade goes, we also do have that as well that I'm going to be showing right here. And this is what the Grizzlies received for Marc Gasol, which was Jonas Valanciunas, Dylan Wright, and a 2024 second round pick. So nothing as far as spectacular as far as anything like that. I think Jonas Valanciunas obviously is the biggest piece in this. He's a good effort player, gets rebounds, can hustle, and very many things as far as how he's done with the Toronto Raptors. I understand that many people don't really think too much of him, but I think the fact he's pretty good, he's pretty efficient offensively, and his rebounding is very good for the amount of time that he does play. But of course, Marc Gasol, how he's going to help out this Toronto Raptors team is obviously he's an upgrade to that center position defensively, and of course can add a 3-point shot to this team. He's very good at that. He can move around, like I said, in multiple angles of the defense with shot blocking and getting into the passing lanes, something that not many centers can do. And of course, like I mentioned, he's a very good passing big man, something that you really don't see too much in this league. Now, going into the next trade, which I think is really big, is Markelle Fultz to the Orlando Magic. Now, we all knew the fact that Markelle Fultz was going to be gone sooner or later, just due to the fact of what was happening with his drama with this shoulder injury and the efforts that the 76ers have already went with. Now, they started off this season putting him out there at the starting lineup, which you could just tell they were going to try to do to try to get a trade value for him for other teams. And with him going back down with another case of his injury and now apparently being healed as far as that and going to have a recovery, he had obviously low minutes and did not have that great of a start of his season, but 8 points per game, around 4 rebounds, and about 1 assist per game. So we're definitely seeing the fact that the Orlando Magic were interested in this, and I'm very surprised in what they really offered for this trade. But as far as that, his contract obviously for the number 1 overall pick at one point, we have the fact that he's getting 8.3, 9.7, and 12.2 million through 2021. So we're definitely going to have to see as far as how that's going to look out as far as the angles there. Of course, the full trade that we do have right here, which was very surprising. I think that the 76ers got a lot out of Markelle Fultz here, and that is Jonathan Simmons. I really do think the fact that he's a really great player. I've talked about him before. Really great, efficient, great backup to have on that court. I loved him ever since he was on the Spurs. Just really liked his game as far as how that goes. And they get a 1st and 2nd round pick. Not completely sure what directly those limitations are going to be, as that has not really been released to at least to the extent of this video is being made. So as far as that, I think the fact that I feel like the 76ers really did win this trade, unless of course we're going to have to see how Markelle Fultz does recover from his injury. That will really fully determine this trade completely. But I think the fact that the 76ers got a lot out of it for a right now moment, like I said, Jonathan Simmons is a really good backup player to really go in there, and I think the fact that it's a good fit for the 76ers, I think they're really making good moves so far in this trade. So the next and last trade is going to be Harrison Barnes, something we rarely do see. He was traded halfway in between the game in the fourth quarter, and he's going to the Sacramento Kings. Now, I know why the Kings obviously did this. The Clippers ended up trading away their player Tobias Harris to the 76ers, so this now means the fact that the Clippers are going for getting their own draft pick by staying out of the playoffs, and the next best team so far right now are the Sacramento Kings. So we're definitely seeing the fact they're trying to add another good scorer to this team and a good veteran with 17.7 points per game, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and shooting a great 39% from the three-point line. We really have to see the fact that they're going for Harrison Barnes to try to make that playoff push. Now, it's going to be really between the Sacramento Kings and the Los Angeles Lakers as far as this, and I think the fact they're trying to make that push for that playoff spot, especially considering the fact they do not get their own draft pick, so they want to do as best as possible in this year. Now, we also have the fact that the contract, obviously he's got a player option for his second year, so he will be accepting that $25 million, I imagine, and complete off that contract as well. So as far as these trades, I think the fact that this could be a good pickup for the Sacramento Kings. Of course, we do have the full trade, which would be that the Mavericks receive Justin Jackson, a nice young player that is still trying to develop, and of course Zach Randolph, a veteran player, just really to make the funds really go across. They try to use him sort of as the base of the money. So I think the fact that for this, it's really going to benefit the Sacramento Kings really right now. For the Mavericks, it's going to have to wonder about the development of Justin Jackson as the year goes on. But I think the fact that this is really good for the Kings, they obviously are trying to make that push for the playoffs, considering the fact they don't have their own draft pick. And I think the fact that Harrison Barnes is a good pickup for that situation. So as far as all these trades, I think the fact that the best one was the 76ers trade, just due to the fact of what they got for seemingly what they haven't even really used this year. So I think the fact that that's really good. Guys, though, tell me what your guys' thoughts are on these trades. Which one do you think of these trades? And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that you leave a like and subscribe to become part of the Greek Army today. And as always, this is Sparta.